welcome to another week of the Hideout. Saturday is upon us again. Just came really quick. Again, blink of an eye, it's here. I don't know if y'all feel that way. You know what I mean? Like it really does.
It always
fly
happens
by.
at the end of the year, though.
It's just going now. Exactly. Days are running all together. Holiday rush. Thanksgiving. I've seen this post that said October went like a 65 and a 35. For some reason, November feels like 115 and a 35 or something like that. I was like, you're so right. We're already on like Thanksgiving next Thursday. Like,
coming up
it's
already.
crazy. But you know how the show goes. We're going to go over a couple bit of news that we've seen throughout the week. I got, a few things, nothing crazy. And then we're going to go into our main part of the show, which is Claymore. Again, we're discussing that anime at the moment. Super excited. Again, I know he is, one of his
Tiffany
favorites.
comes in.
I know. Hopefully, get some viewers that, to see how far she got in there. If she did read it, that's true. So, that'd be dope. So again, guys, if y'all watch the anime or y'all tuning in, jump in, to, have conversation. But again, first part of the news is I'm pretty excited because again, it goes back to, James Gunn's vision. So, Alan Tudyk, has been cast as the voice of Clayface. In James Gunn's DCU.
Okay.
So that is him. I don't know if you recognize him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I recognize him. I don't know where I recognize him, but I know I recognize him.
I'm about to look up his, IMBD. But yes, he got cast as Clayface. But again, we've always been discussing here these past few weeks that DCU's, James Gunn's DCU, is going to transition its live action from its animation into live action. So this guy is Clayface,
both in voice acting and
exactly.
as an actor for live action.
So,
but I'm like, for Clayface, it's mostly like outside of his probably origin, he's gonna be probably CGI.
Yeah.
So
I can't see a practical outfit for that.
No,
unless they keep him human size. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean. Even then, it's supposed to be somewhat like
oozing throughout the time, like a muck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember now.
Muck is always one of my favorites.
Dude, Muck was my boy too, man.
Especially the newer one, the what is that? I think a Lowland Muck, where he becomes
where Rainbow.
Yeah, but the typing is what made me fall in love with it even more because he's Poison Dark.
So it changes his type.
Yeah, it changes his typing on that one too. Pokemon talk. It just has to change.
Yeah, it happens. So Alan Tudyk is IMBD consists of Moana, Firefly, Dodgeball. Oh, Dodgeball. That's where I recognize that he's the captain. Yeah, he's the. What do he does in Moana? He's credited for both movies.
Moana 1 and 2?
Mm-hmm. He's in Encanto.
Maybe the dad?
Maybe. Adam Patch, Deadpool 2. So there's quite a bit. Yeah, he's cast as Clayface, so pretty exciting about that. Again, James Gunn's, vision is what I'm excited to see. Then let me see. Another one, good James Gunn, and funny that we were talking about James Gunn. So on the Sorry We've Been Gone video that's up on YouTube, go check it out. We discuss about how we hope James Gunn gets on Twitter to shut everything down.
And then he actually does it.
He ends up, doing what we said because we were talking about something about Kevin Feige. And I was like, we need somebody, James Gunn's pretty active on Twitter. Hopefully, shuts these rumors out. So I was like, hell yeah! So we talked about it in the past. So again, we're pretty current on our stuff. So I'm pretty proud of that. But this one I'm pretty stoked about. James Gunn confirms that there's plans for Deathstroke in the DCU.
I got that too.
You got that one? Yeah. So
he's planning on bringing him into the DCU. So
the question was from Jazzy Ruff at James Gunn. Was curious, do you have any ideas of how Deathstroke could potentially work in the DCU? Are there plans for him at all? Yes and yes. James Gunn. So I was like, yes. Yes, James Gunn, just keep preaching, my friend. Like, just keep bringing these things up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down.
My bad.
So, but yeah, we then also had the actual DCU slate. I will present that after this piece of news. let's see.
Like the timeline?
Yeah, for all the movies to drop. So, no, matter of fact, that is it on the James Gunn's or the DCU. So I'll go ahead and discuss that. So the DCU slate, Creatures Commandos, is taking presence on HBO Max commercials now, and a little bit on Reels or things that are sponsored on Facebook. So that one's coming out December 5th. So that one's right around the corner. Again, that is the helm of the DCU universe. So interesting concept to have a animated series, not even a movie, to start your thing. So again, more power to James Gunn. Superman is coming out July 11th, 2025. Peacemaker season 2, August 2025, no confirmed date. Supergirl World of Tomorrow, June 26, 2026. And then Lanterns to be discussed, 2026. The Lanterns already by James Gunn said they should fall around the same time. So I'm assuming I'm going to say July 2026.
Okay.
Like June 26th, and I think that will probably
come Lanterns was a series, right?
Yes, series, HBO series. So interesting. World of Tomorrow, Supergirl. Again, it's going to be a darker Peacemaker. Oh, I'm excited about that. So according to James Gunn as well, came out, and mentioned that they are going to bring up. So he went in to discuss what is canon and what he considers canon. Like, so now anytime his world mentions and or brings up an event in the past, that event is canon in the DCU. Okay. So he said, just heads up, so Peacemaker will be making reference to season 1, but again, whatever he does is what is canon. Anything else is not. So then he goes on to say that they have a way. He didn't mention how it's going to be brought up, but he's going to bring up the cameo, the Justice League cameo that they had at the end of the season 1. I don't know if you watched it. I didn't watch it either, but I heard about it where they had the silhouettes of all the Justice League, and like he kind of like cusses them out and all this stuff. So, so I'm pretty interested to see how they're going to incorporate that in Peacemaker and all that stuff.
I kind of stepped away from the DC stuff. I remember, I think it was directly after that Suicide Squad, the one with Will Smith and them. And I remember I paid money for it, and immediately I was like, nah, I think I need my money back for this one. But
what was it? Deneuralizer.
Yeah, we need that. But then the only issue with that is you have to write a note before, be like, do not watch.
Yeah, straight up. When we talk about that, hey, I'm about to go watch this movie. Like, walk right back in.
And it also brings up the question Will Smith had with in the movie too. He's like, you just keep doing that. Aren't you afraid it's going to mess up your right brain or something? No, but that after that, I was kind of like iffy on everything. When they redid, I think it's the Suicide Squad, I was like, I ain't feeling it. And then Peacemaker got his own thing, and I was like, I kind of don't like John Cena playing this role for some reason.
You didn't?
I'm like, I never watched it, so I'm like, I don't know what it is about him that makes me kind of like, no, but I guess. I gotta give it a try, I guess, but I'm just like very
he oozes America, bro. So that's ever since he rep that in the WWE where he was the military type, that I was like, he oozes American spirit right there. Like he embodies America.
I just couldn't with him like in that show. I just like I saw him and I was like, what is up with all the like? I know technically WWE is like entertainment, so you're somewhat an actor, but what is up with all these wrestlers wanting to be actors?
We got
The Rock, 3. Batista.
I was about to say 3.
Kane had his own movie. John Cena got his stuff now. We had there was a few others, but all of it was like smaller roles.
Mm. And these 3 are the only ones that made
like
it,
actually did pretty decent.
There was actually a comparison, so I would like to know what your thought on it is since you brought it up. How do you rank those 3 according to acting abilities from WWE to acting? Like, I'm just curious. I have mine. I've seen it. I've seen that post. So it was.
I don't know if I had to do them. Again, I haven't really watched a whole lot of John Cena stuff.
You haven't seen like Stanicki or what is it?
No, I haven't really watched it a lot. But from the I've seen clips and stuff.
Yeah.
And from those clips, I'll probably have to give him the top spot. The Rock, I'm going to go down to third, and Batista's going to be like a solid 2. Because Batista is like nothing too crazy, but he'll play the role like just well enough.
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock is just playing The Rock.
Yeah,
like that. He's just playing himself.
Yeah. And that's what was the main like talk was like. So mine is Batista, John Cena, The Rock. Again, because I've seen John Cena's work. So John Cena's great too. I mean, again, they all beat The Rock again because what you stated. Rock is literally The Rock in a role. Like, you know what I mean? It's in his claws. You know, he can't lose. Like, he can't lose a fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, same thing with Vin Diesel and Jason Statham. They have it in there where they can't lose a fight. And I think in one of their clauses, they said, oh, if in a fight, I have to give as good as I get. And I was like, what the hell does that even mean?
I never heard of that part.
I was like, so do you have to return 2 punches for one?
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
Are we doubling or what's going on? You're right, double punches. So again, like The Rock fell off, and the main one,
I don't even think he got on.
No, he did. He was on a good roll again. He was in his action roles because that's what he was. He was an action star, right?
Okay, but give me one good one.
And that's what I'm saying. So then it started getting the roles that he needed to be someone different than The Rock, and he was just The Rock.
Yeah.
And the biggest letdown, and it showed, was Black Adam, because Black Adam had an accent. And he didn't try like everyone else did, and he didn't. You know what
he didn't even bother
like,
with it.
You know what I mean? So it goes back to like, at one point you have to, be someone different than who you are. You know what I mean? And that's why Bautista to me is number one, because he was in Knives Out. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. I wanted to. I just never got around to that one.
It's the Glass House or Glass Onion. Glass Onion, I think it's Glass Onion. And so, so that one, I mean, just astounding acting. Cabin in the Woods, he got the rating of the movie got bad, but it was overall his acting was really good. Again, serious tone, could change his persona, was like, darker. Yeah. Again, you could see him trying to act like, be, and then I think there is one, he even has an accent on one of them. Like, so I'm saying like, he went out of his, comfort zone to get these roles. And then he even, right now was a big controversy was the fact that he's actually lost a lot of weight here lately. Okay. And he's like super slim. And so everyone was like, what's going on with Bautista? But he was like, yo, I'm tired of being cast typed right now. And he's like, yo, I want my spot. I want my spot. So I give it up to him. So that's why he was number one. And then John Cena's putting dresses on, he's doing drugs on these movies, like just playing like this wild characters. He was a mermaid in the Barbie movie, like what I mean, like just putting on a show at least, you know what I mean, like, and humorous, you know what I mean, but yet he could put on that Stanicki was like, yo, pretty again, you need to see that one. That one's a pretty good one. And so it showed range. It showed range. So again, Rock falls down in third because again,
he doesn't have that range.
And that's where we're at right now. I think his Red One flopped, and you know what I mean. Like
every time I see him in a movie, I'm immediately like, I'm not watching that.
Really?
Like immediately.
I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten that way to anyone yet. I think it's just for the fun of the movie. I guess that I can never say that I won't go watch it. Like
it was what did it for me was the back-to-back Kevin Hart movies that he like did with him.
Central Intelligence.
It was Central Intelligence. Thing of Jumanji 1 and 2. He was in something else with him. And I was just like, yo, y'all pumping out these movies, get your money. But at the same time, stop. Just stop. I'm like, I don't
give me a break.
No, for real. I'm like, you try and act funny, but you're not funny.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Hart just like, he fell off too after a minute and just like, dude,
forcing it.
And I'm just like, you're both ain't what you used to be.
Well, it goes back to burnout. Like, I mean, superhero burnout. We were going through, all these Marvel movies, all that stuff. Like, give yourself a break, make us want you. You know what I mean?
Like,
and then
like what you want to do is, I'm trying to think of it. Homegirl from Resident Evil. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name right now. Okay, but her,
Dale, right? Keep going.
But her, I'm like, I haven't seen her in anything.
Kate Beckinsale, right?
No, you're thinking that's Underworld. How I remember that, I don't know. But Mila something, isn't it? Or no?
Resident Evil movie cat Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Jovovich.
Okay, with her, I'm like, I haven't seen her in a lot ever since the Resident Evil movies. But even the Resident Evil movies had a bit of a space in between them. But there has been a few movies coming out where I was like, yo, she'll be a good a good actress in there. Yeah. Like, I would totally cast her. And then fans want that. Make fans be like, when they hear a movie title, don't give us any of the typical people, and like make us be like, oh, this person will play a good so and so.
And I always like when they say now introducing.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. Like, thank God. Yeah, someone that hasn't been in the films, like, you know what I mean? Like, again, Zolo, the dude that played the Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. I think his only one like a shining role before that was Cobra Kai. He was like a side character.
He's in Cobra Kai. I forgot about. I'm caught up with it. I haven't watched it in so long. I forgot.
I haven't watched it. I only know because when we went to watch it, Bree was like, "Hey, he's on Cobra Kai."
I watched it only because I was like, "There's nothing to watch right now," and I think I still had the Peacemaker to watch, and I was like, "Nope, Cobra Kai."
John Cena? Nah.
Oh man, no, but yeah,
like stuff like that, you know.
And and I'll just throw this back to Marvel in the beginning too. You took a chance with Tom Hiddleston and Hemsworth, and look at them now. Do this again. Like, give us some like not low budget, but like give us some like no name, like trying to make a name for themselves people that are trying to get out there. Bring them up. Take a chance on a movie, because sometimes that's all they need. And these two are some of your biggest faces. Hiddleston is. Like, I saw a rumor that supposedly he's supposed to be in Doctor Strange 3.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And I was just like,
God, Loki. Oh, you know?
I'm like, keep on.
They had to. I was like, this guy is the guy. Like, he grabbed these timelines. This motherfucker better come in somewhere.
Well, I could see him more in Doctor Strange 3 because it's having to deal with the multiverse.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go deal with somebody who's in charge of the multiverse right now.
Yeah.
So but my thing is how are they going to connect to them? That's my question. But because Doctor Strange doesn't know that
the multiverse.
No, he knows about the multiverse, but does he know that Loki's in charge of it now?
That's true. Last we saw is his third eye opening.
That horrible CGI. Oh my god! I wonder how they're going to fix that.
But I like how they incorporated, and they actually mentioned this on Agatha, how she cut the fabric of time like Homegirl did to go to the dark dimension.
Yeah.
She in that forest. I was like, that's freaking dope. I was like, that was a backdrop she cut and just went through it, and it was literal fabric of time.
The fabric of space. Yeah. But I love that fact too, because if you bring it back to Agatha, it was basically saying she knew this wasn't real. Like the stage right, like dude, it was just that show was so good. I kind of wanted to go back and rewatch because I already watched it twice, once for myself, and like me and you, and then my wife. I want to go back and watch it again.
That's crazy, man. I'm glad something brought your attention back, because after I think Secret Invasion, you lost all hope.
Everything was gone.
I don't want to watch this movie. I don't want to go watch this. Like, Miss Marvel's, negative. Like,
dude, if it wasn't for you telling me to watch the Captain Marvel,
the Marvels.
No, the little girl one.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel. If it wasn't for you telling me like she actually is good, and since she's going to be a big part of this movie, like I probably wouldn't have watched it. I was on the fence so much about it, but then after watching it, I was like, "Yo, she's going to save this movie," and I was right.
Yeah,
but man, like this show is just. But Agatha brought it back. Agatha hooked me back in. And I'm like, whatever y'all do next, I'm waiting for the zombies, and I'm waiting for What If Season 3. The only thing I don't like about What If Season 3 is that they're doing the same thing they did last year. They're giving you a new episode every day, like the week of Christmas. We're gonna try to review an episode every week.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Like maybe an episode a week.
It's not a day. It's not weekly.
No, it's pumping out the episodes for the end of the year.
I didn't see that.
And I'm just like, dude, like you kind of throw like people like me and you who do this like once a week. You throw us out, like we're last place now. But people who do this daily, as their job daily, they're pumping out reviews and pumping out like, oh, this and
but top things there will be no spoilers by that point. That we can't say spoiler warning, or we don't have to worry about it because everybody done ruined it for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. I mean, yeah, that is true. But I'm just like,
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah,
but yeah, that zombies looks intense.
Zombies
again, I just again, I don't know if MCU has the same grasp of like crossing over timelines. I hope they don't. I hope that's its own entity. You know what I mean? Like zombies. I don't mind them referencing it. Maybe you know, in Doctor Strange, the zombie,
the zombie universe,
something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, but incorporating what might have happened there, that is where I'm like, I hope they don't. Like, you know what I mean? So that way they have free range. You know, the storyline can be whatever, and not everybody's all like, Captain America didn't die on that planet. He died on Earth. Or whatever.
I'm sorry.
Like, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like
that's just how it is. It's part of the universe, part of my headcanon now.
Yeah, exactly. It can't let it go.
No. Like Wolverine's mask. I still want to know where the hell they had that thing. I love the fact that I not only got you with that, but that I also got Tyreek with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, why'd you bring that up?
Just ruined it. Ruined. But since we're on the MCU topic, again, DCU's got a pretty heavy slate. I'm excited. Animated series to start it off. And then again, James Gunn on the captain's wheel, making sure every rumor is being shot down. But this one is a rumor. Again, we're spinning the wheel, so I'm interested in seeing if this is actually going to happen. Nova will be a key project to kick off the next MCU saga. The upcoming phase will focus on the cosmic side, exploring new realms beyond anything we've seen. But that contradicts the news that we brought, back a few episodes
and Daredevil.
The Mutant Saga, because they were saying like once this ends in 2027 or 2026, Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, that is the definitive end of like the multiversal saga, etc. So they've already confirmed that. But we then heard that it was going to be the next saga or next, thing was going to be mutants.
Well, I mean, technically they didn't say anything wrong there. It was what?
This is going to be deeper into space. Basically the cosmic side, but which, again, Doctor Strange is going into the dark dimension. Which
that's
is
different dimensions, which is different multiverse.
So then we get, what is it? We can see Guardians of the Galaxy again, the Rockets team, you know what I mean? So then we can see Adam Warlock a little bit more because he's in the cosmic realm. Thor, and who else?
I think Thor 5 is supposed to be coming out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I think they can bring this cosmic side. And then, again, Eternals 2, I know you weren't a big fan, but Eternals 2... we get to find out.
As long as they bring back that speedster and show everybody how speedsters are supposed to be done again, I'm good.
Then, so, there's that. So, again, a rumor which I'm down for. Again, I like Nova. I never delved more into his lore, but that is actually someone I would be intrigued to know more about because his outfit's cool to me. Like, I feel like I would like that character or his character, so I've seen him on I think a couple of shows when I was younger, like cartoons and stuff. So nothing huge. But the other interesting one, which is not rumors or anything, it's an actual thing that happened, which is interesting. We've talked about the Young Avengers and how they're apparently teaming up. Cassie Lang meets It's not America Chavez. She meets who else? She meets someone. Cassie Lang meets homegirl Hawkeye. What's her name? Hawk.
The girl from Hawkeye.
Yeah. So that one. So she meets her right in one of the movies, but in this one,
does she?
Yeah. I think she, or was it America Chavez? No, it was Miss Marvel meeting
the girl from Hawkeye.
Yeah. There we go.
That's why I was like really confused. I was like, what did I miss?
So because I didn't want to choose. I didn't want to say that they were already met, but this one is America Chavez, Cassie Lang, and Riri Williams appear together on a ad on the Marvel restaurant on the Disney Treasure Cruises. And they're in their outfits for the Marvel verse. So they're talking about meeting up, and this is a weird place to meet up or something like that in the trailer or something. You know what I mean? But again, it gives us I think it's in the works kind of feel. You know what I mean? So interesting. So again, we know it's in the works. Miss Marvel was the one that was supposedly running the get together, basically.
Yeah, she was basically the new Nick.
Yeah. So, which I'm excited. Again, you hope she is. Again, she held the movie together, so I think she will hold.
Out of all the young people that I've seen so far, she's probably the best.
Yes, and because of her passion, and we go back to the people that read the lore that are yo, this is what I'm about. I got to portray this somehow. You know what I mean? As opposed to knowing the character and portraying it your own way. You know what I mean? So
just you have to embody the character if you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to put your own spin on things here and there. I feel like they'll do this if you know the character well enough.
And that's what I'm saying. If they had studied enough, you know what I mean, to know that. I feel. Again, Henry Cavill. You know what I mean. They can literally he knew the character, and I don't feel like he would do that, or I feel in his character he would make this judgment or whatever, you know what I mean? So like you said, his own portrayal, but he knows that the character will do that, you know, in the end, you know what I mean? So
I would love to see him as Wolverine now after seeing him in Deadpool. I'm
apparently he got smokers, because how many takes he took to hold the cigar in his mouth. I was like, yo, that's wild, man. The dedication again.
I'm they got fake ones, man.
Even then, funny fact on that. What's his name? Cillian Murphy. Murphy. He got sick from all the fake cigarettes that he smoked on Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, he was saying the next role he wants, he doesn't want to be a smoker.
That's freaking wild, bro. That is wild. But again, it's fake. It's it's consumable. They make it to where you can smoke it and inhale it. You know what I mean? But Jonah Hill, he got I think some kind of sinus problem from snorting so much fake cocaine on what is it?
That I believe more than
on
anything.
The Wolf of Wall Street. It was just yo, how many takes did they go through?
He said all of them.
Cut, take 56. He snorts every take. That's freaking insane, bro.
At that point, you just have to look at him and be like, "Yo, can we just stop? Can we film after this scene?
Can we start? Can we cut the film a few seconds after? Please, I would appreciate it.
Give me a break."
You see this nose? It's flared. It's flared right now.
You see how red I am? They're it's okay. Makeup.
Stunt double.
The stunt double can get high for you now.
Keep your head down.
Oh my gosh. That's so horrible, but I feel like that actually happens.
I'm pretty sure, bro. I get it. It happens. So fake whatever still can get you, sick. You know what I mean? So, but I'm excited. Again, if it comes down to the Young Avengers, I hope they write them in right. I hope there's not one offers, you know what I mean? They got some money and, that's the end of that, so I don't know. Again, I think Marvel's going in the right direction, in my opinion.
Hopefully.
I mean, they are cutting back on everything. They're going to give us less, and I think we're going to want more, which is what I hope. And funny, on one of the videos that, just uploaded, we talk about Blade and all of the timelines. The movie releases, they're on point. All first steps, Fantastic Four. Something else on July 25th, and some we even talked about the moving when they did the the writer's strike.
Mm-hmm.
We even got those right, and then but we talk about Blade coming in at the end of next year and how crazy times change that it's not even on the table.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's indefinitely postponed.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like that's gut wrenching at the same time. Like, yo, you don't wear this Blade hat, bring out Marshala Ali, get everyone stupid hyped, and then but again, the rewrites are coming. Marshala Ali's, liking the script a little bit better more, you know what I mean?
Just give me Wesley Snipes.
He's the only Blade according to that, to himself. He hadn't seen nobody in there, I guess. Maybe that's how he knew that he's the only Blade,
I mean, at that point, he's technically correct.
So, yeah, man, I'm excited. But let's get to the meat of the show. Like, I am down to talk about this, man. Like, again, I'm kind of upset I waited on this. Like, it really is a good show. It started, like, picking up. And I'm talking quick, again, there's no happiness. There was an inkling of happiness. Even the music changed to like some cheery type, flute music. And I was like, I can relax right now. Like, nothing bad is definitely not going to happen with this
and
music.
Then it said, nope.
Sticky foot out,
right? The guy playing the flute.
He's on a mountain with his little backpack, and then
you hear the instead of the record scratch, it's
but yeah, dude, good. It's a good show, man. So
you got your notes and everything, huh?
I didn't write too much. The one that I messed up. I didn't go back to episode 6 to get the other two Claymores that got killed. It was Noelle, and then the chick with the long hair, and then the other one that got killed by, what we'll get to. But yeah, you know who I'm talking. The team that was there to get Teresa that ends up getting taken out by exactly. So. But again, we get with Claire. We ended last week talking about the battle that they're fighting at that moment at the cathedral.
Yeah.
And so they're going at it. They in the end, also, I didn't get to confirm, but please, I hope you know. I wish I would have confirmed before the show. It is the voice of Giat Piccolo.
Of who?
Piccolo?
No.
Is that Piccolo's voice actor on the dub?
But what's the name of the
Giat, right?
the big
swole
Golt. I'll look it up right now. I didn't even bother looking.
Bro, he was talking and I'm just like,
it might be.
Who is this guy? Like, I sat there and every time he talked, I was like, I don't see this guy's face. I see Piccolo. Like, I need to confirm, and I didn't get to. Again, I was too into the episode, like, to go and confirm. But yes, so we get this guy. He ends up being heroic about it all, and helps out Claire in the end, So I was pretty stoked to know that, he was never against them. It was his homie that was, against Claymores or even like, remotely, helping out anybody else.
Yeah.
And so I thought homie was dead, because then he goes to try to attack this Claymore, you know what I mean? And he gets stabbed through, some pretty vital areas, I thought, you know what I mean? So then
it always looks vital.
Yeah, it looks like right up here, and like, I was like, damn.
I mean, if he hit here, he just missed the lung area, maybe just the top.
True,
but if he hit here, he definitely hit something.
Yeah, and so I was like, he's dead. And no, he wasn't. You know what I mean? But
we'll never die.
You got what is it? What's that? The safe, when they're safe because of the writer.
Plot hole, plot armor.
Plot armor. So then she ends up taking him out. She takes out the Claymore again, which was pretty pretty big compared to the ones that, you know, you've seen throughout the show at the moment. And then you get this moment of like, she lost it. She couldn't revert back what we were talking about. Like, she was using too much Yoki energy and to, you know, for all the pain that she was sustained during that battle and stuff.
And in order to kill him, she overdid
herself, right? So you get this climactic moment again, like you see the Yoki, you know, spinning off of her. It's blowing away everything.
Yeah.
And then you got Rocky right there, you know, like, the only thing that showed me kindness, I know you're still there, you know, and if that is going to be the case that you're going to take yourself out or, you know, take me with you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't have a purpose. I don't have a purpose to live. Yeah, I don't have a purpose to live with, you know, anyways. And so tripped out, dude. Like, and so then she reverts like crazy, just like, you know, blast happens and then it goes back. So again, reanimation, you know, remastered. I can see, you know, I think Ufotable might, you know, wince down at this anime. I feel like I was like, that would be, you know, not a waste of money, but that below their talents, if I should say, you know what I mean? But
how dare you say that?
But I can see it. I can see it later, especially with Teresa of the faint smile. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, dude, her alone.
So her, yeah, exactly. Her alone, bro. Like, we just we finished that story. We get, you know, they get saved.
Can't seem to find it.
You can't find.
I found him,
the comparison.
But he has like a list of like video games and other TV voice acting.
Okay, so. For sure. And so then we have them walking out, and this is a funny part I wanted to discuss because Bree was watching it with me at this point, and so you get that. You know, guard that's a dick the whole episode, bro. The whole 3 episodes, like, you know, screw Claymores, your little crybaby hits, you know, Rocky and all that stuff, and then at the end, like, hey kid, make sure you get big and strong, like, you know, like, so you can come back, so you can help, you know, Claire. And Bree looks at me and was like, that was weak. She's like, that was unnecessary. I was like, what? She's like, that was cheesy. She's like, he was an asshole the whole time, and, you know, he's just gonna revert there at the end, like, everything's good now, like, you know, like, so I died, bro, when I saw that.
If it came from Gulk, I think she would be more okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. But she's like, that dude was a dick the whole time. Like, why would he at the end, like, hey kid, you know? Yeah. She's like, I see what you mean though. Rocky is just too nice, like, you know what I mean. Like, I was like, that dude just oozes sunshine. Like, he's the only sunshine in this whole show. Like, so then next episode again, like, it tripped me out, like the pace of this show, because then just right into the history. You know, so it was called Teresa of the Faint Smile, but I thought this was another Claymore. So, you know, so I'm like, oh, you know, whatever. She goes in, she goes, yeah. Oh, I didn't see okay, we'll get there. So then, you know, she comes in, you know, hard ass. I'm like, again, it's a blonde hair, you know, chick, whatever, goes to a village. And then she just like murder them, you know, cold blooded. Like, I mean, speed, don't even see them, just like slicing these people in half. Like, yo, I was just like, okay. Like, this is another, you know, she's just cold. Like, 1, 2 or whatever, she's just counting them off. She's like, I smelled 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where is it at? She's like, he's here. Then she kills the guy. He's like, oh, you think a child, you know, will hide you from you know,
he's over there like hugging her.
Yeah. And then like just slices him. And then again, just blood everywhere, you know, everyone's tripping out that all these, you know, oh my God.
Come on, you're almost there.
Yomas.
There you go.
All these Yomas were living within them, you know what I mean? Like, and what I noticed was the ones that were saying something about the Claymore were the Yomas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone else was like, you know, running and or, you know, tripping out that they were there, but the ones that actually said something were the ones that were, you
actually
know,
them. Yeah.
And so I caught that. And then so she kills that guy, and then again, we get this moment with this little girl, you know, and pretty crazy to see it later what was explained, you know what I mean? And so, like, you know, she's like, I don't show no sympathy. I didn't do it for you. Didn't do it for the care of whatever, like to make sure you're okay. I just my job. Like again, that's the craziness about these claymores is they can like shut that humanitarian part of their mind, like their human side of their mind off. You know what I mean? It's just a job. Like you are just a bystander to what what could have happened or what could not happen. So pretty crazy. So then kicked her and punched her repeatedly, like it was crazy.
Yeah, because that little girl kept trying to go over there and hug her,
and it was just like, yo, even me, I was like, stop, like, god damn, like, she gonna break some girl, like, you know what I mean, like, not even an adult, again, no one fucks with the claymores or no one messes with them. Sorry for my language. No one, dares to, go disobey them or anything, and so she takes off. And then, she follows her, and she's, following this chick, following the lady. And again, you're getting this, rocky feeling off of this girl. Again, till the end of this episode is when I realized, what happened, right? Yeah. I was like, man, she's giving me Rocky vibes. I was like, I guess Claymores all have pets. Like, they actually have humans as, as their, like, side story right there. You know what I mean? And so then she's like, what's your name? And that was crazy that she was mute, or she was mute for so long because she was a slave to that Yoma. And they didn't even know for how long, you know what I mean? So, that was a trip. And so she was mute. She couldn't talk. And then so she was like, well, what's your name? I'm going to name you Claire. And then that's when I was just like, hold up. Like, and so I backed out, like right there. I just backed out. I was like, it does say history of Claire. I was like, god dang it, man. I was like, when did this go to a flashback? I couldn't even like tell me a few years later or a few years in the past. I was just like, but just went back, But again, I liked it. Again, I was interested in Teresa without them, making me know that was, someone of the past. And so, you get this, you're Claire, I'll name you Claire. And so you find out about Teresa, again, badass the whole time. And then the next one, takes it a step further. But this is what I loved about it was Jesus. Like, I hope these panels were as funny as the animation, because god damn, dude, I laughed so hard at a dark moment. Like, Teresa's trying to get rid of Claire, guys, at this moment, and she's like, all right, we're at the end. Like, I'm about to jump off. I'm gonna live. You just gotta. There's no other way. And so she just was like, "What?" Like, walks off the mountain, dude. I'm talking about the way she flopped on this animation.
In the manga too, you just see her like, bam. You see her take that step, and the next panel, I believe, it just her hitting something.
Oh, bro! Yeah. So they added a tree limb. Yeah. So so she hits the tree limb on the anime. Yeah. Okay, on the manga, cool. I thought they added that. I was like, Jesus, that's even great. It's even more great. They did some Looney Tunes shit. Like,
you're gonna see her back break and everything. Just dum 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 dum. No, the manga is on the way down. She hits that tree limb and whatever.
Hits that, second level. And then, dude, face plant, dog. I was done, bro. Like, I'm talking about. It was the perfect time for me to go get water and break and pause it because your boy was laughing, bro. I was just like, what? She just said, let's see what happens.
She said, you going, I'm going.
Exactly. Persistence, like, bro, that was persistence right there. So, so that happens, right? And I think that moment was when Teresa realized, how dedicated she was to, keep, keep to pursuing her. You know what I mean? Like, she was like talking about her resilience and all that stuff. And then, the whole mission right now was Teresa was still gonna pawn her off at the at that moment. She was I was noticed she was looking, that was still her ultimatum. So then she gets to a village, she destroys a Yoma for that village as she enters, because that's the city that she's gonna give Claire to. Then she leaves. When she leaves, she sees the
band. You missed that whole.
You skipped everything, bro. But
You skipped all that.
Well, not necessarily. It was right there. I was right there. I missed it. So after she fell off the mountain, that's when she kept her. She told her that no, and this is where it happened. So it was the middle of the night. That group of bandits, finds them there, and they're like, and it's crazy, bro. Like talking about using her and her body, and again, like just dark, bro. Like I can see what you're talking about for the 90s. You know what I mean? Talking about rape and using the woman's body, and that's all they're good for. And I'm like, whoa, like all right, like
well, that one came out 2007, so it was still too early.
Still too early, way too early. And so I was just like, damn, that's pretty dark. Like you know what I mean? So they talking about it, she's like, and again. It goes back to a little moment of what Claire said, like, I can flip my switch into a kind, person, woman to a prostitute, you know what I mean? Like, I can just flip the switch,
matters, like,
and then she's like, would you like me to show you? I thought that was funny. But then, right there at that moment, she's like, oh, you want me for my body? Like, all right, cool. Like, I'll let y'all all have a turn, like, you know what I mean? And like, cuts open her shirt, like, we don't see it, do they show that in the manga?
No, they keep that hidden in the manga too. But there's a reason why for later.
No way it's gonna show it later.
Not you. It doesn't show. It doesn't show the anime.
What?
The anime never gets to that point.
What? Oh my god! So you're gonna have to give me the books in the end to finish.
If you want to read them,
to leave me. So the show leaves me hanging. Like,
oh yeah, the show leaves you wanting so much.
So there's more after what's there. So like, how many books after what's on the show?
After the anime, you still got like 12 books.
All right, I see your frustration. I'm looking right at the camera right now. Like I see his frustration now, like because it's good, guys. It's good. And so we get this moment. So they show that or they don't show that, and they're like no, well, like grossed out, and so and I kind of have an idea because of what happens later, etc. I'll explain. They take off. They were like, whatever. But she had attacked someone before that, which was part of their group took off his arm or his hand, and they took off with him, but he still had anger. I think he was leaving with like malice, like in his intent.
I'm coming for you somehow.
He's like, this is not the last of me or something like that, Claymore or something like that. And so I was like, oh, okay, so then. Just fast forward, So now we're where I'm at. Like the bandits, she killed the Yoma in that city. Then she's leaving, and then it all clicked to her. She's like, the bandits' real intent was that city the whole time. That Yoma was keeping them at bay because they couldn't, couldn't kill a Yoma, and so she was like, and then she ran after. But the concept of distance in this show doesn't make sense to me. Like, so like it took her until nighttime, like to get to this town, but like the town looked like just right there in the animation. So even the puff of cloud of, she could never catch up to the puff of cloud. They already destroyed the town. By the time she got there, and I'm like, distance and time.
The way it was, it wouldn't make sense. It just, so the plot could happen.
Exactly. So the plot thickens. So that was the only cutscene that didn't make sense to me at all. I was like, hold up.
I also think that it didn't help the fact that in the manga, you can't tell if it's night or day, really. If there's fire, you're going to see the fire on it. It's going to be daytime or nighttime, you can see fire. But the anime, I guess, to kind of hype it up more, they turned it dark. They had put it in nighttime. So technically, she could have made it there in the day.
Got it.
Especially considering she's a Claymore and can run faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was hauling ass. So it just didn't make sense to me. So we get there, and so she finds this town destroyed. The people were killed, like, and all that stuff. And then you get this one scene where homie finds Claire, and he's like, "You're going with me," like I think, and then that's where it cuts off. But she, at the point when we see her again, she's knocked out, bleeding and stuff like that, and he's just talking again, just dark stuff, like how she cried for your name. I remember when I was holding her hair or something. I was just like, Jesus, like indescriptive, like like what he did to her, and I was just like, okay. And then again, this whole thing. I missed again for everyone that's tuning in. If you haven't watched, so Claymore's can't injure or kill or hurt humans.
They can't kill. If they injure them, that's one thing, but they're not allowed to kill.
Yeah, because I think she even mentions, I can't kill you, but I'll do everything.
Yeah, to make you wish you were dead.
Yeah, to make you wish you were dead. But so they're basically taunting her. They're like, we can do what we want because you can't kill us. You know what I mean? And so then, she goes after Homie. And then Homie has this special sword, like this, whip sword.
Yeah, the leader of the group.
Yeah, the group. And so, she was coming, and then she got slashed. I think what happened? Something happened that she realized that how he was how did he get me from that angle or something like that, And so it ended up, he explains his sword, and then you see it get used later.
Yeah,
but
that Falcon sword,
he's all freaking, whipping it like crazy, and then he ends up, dying. Dying. all that talk, all that mess, hype, and whoop, one foul swoop, done. You know what I mean?
He's like, even a Claymore has trouble with.
Exactly. Split screen, like the freezer screen.
Dude, I'm just dude. But I mean, that even goes to show you the power that he wanted to talk all that mess. But he still never attacked the town with Yoma in it. Claymores have the power to kill Yoma, so they're obviously above you.
Yeah.
But you just want to go ahead and hype yourself up.
Yeah. I ain't even scared of you. Dude was funny. It was great. So she kills that dude, and then off, son.
Dude,
she goes
I
off.
just love that line too, because she was just it was hard for her to say. She's like, oh yeah, we have that rule, but y'all are stupid. It's up to us if we want to follow that rule. I don't feel like following it no more.
And then black screen, death.
All of the people.
Everyone was fucking done. And the thing is, they were running away. They were gonna
some of them were taking off, and just nah, none of you escape now.
Yeah, that's exactly. That was the cool line. I mean, she's like, none of you are gonna leave you tonight alive. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh. So she kills them all. Claire wakes up. She goes on her way, and then I think that's the end of that episode, but I think that's when she gets blacklisted or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's basically she basically blacklisted her organization at that point. They're like, oh, she finally did it.
She snapped.
Yeah, she we didn't
the best of us.
Yeah, the best of us could go out like that, and they didn't expect her to go ahead and kill the humans like that. So now they're like, You killed humans. Now we got to kill you. This is the only way to do it.
I like that. Again, they have a court system. They can't go out of this. This ruling, this organization's rules. Kind of again, for people that are tuning in, MCU fans. It's like the Red Room, the soldiers. You know what I mean? They could only do what that dude was doing. Telling them to do because they were chipped. They're not chipped, but nonetheless, they have followed these strict guidelines, right? And so they're in that court, and again, to put perspective in Teresa, all these people are strong, but she was just that much better. They come to attack her, and then they I thought it was done. I thought she was done right there. I was and then they squirt blood. I was like, hold up.
Because you know somewhat of the ranking system for it. Right?
At this moment, yes.
Because at the moment, Teresa's ranked number one.
Yep.
But their rank, the lowest is number 47.
Mm-hmm.
And with that ranking system, it also shows how, not just what region you're a part of, but also how powerful you are on the scale. And the power scaling jumps so much from the moment you get to 6 to 1.
Really? Okay. So I'm only at, I think, number 6 right now.
Yeah,
so.
It almost doubles from 6 to 5. And then after that, it almost quadruples from 5 to 4. And it just jumps and jumps. And whoever holds that number 1 spot is leagues above most of the other people. And sometimes you might have a close with a number 2. But even then, just jumping the power scale.
From 6 to 5, you said? 6 to 1?
Yeah, 6 to 1. That jump is just so crazy.
And so we get that. I didn't know that at that moment. Yeah. So at that moment, just again, to have 4 guards go at her, and then those 4 guards bleed out. Not bleed out. She's enough. I injured you enough to
you have to
give you a warning.
Focus yourself on healing rather than follow me. But
and I was like, cold blooded. I was like, yo, that is wicked right there.
Yeah,
Like,
she was-
and then she turns around, and was like, you know, you will die if you follow me. You know what I mean?
she's like, I don't want to. I'm not up to for dying yet. She's
Yeah,
like, let's go, Claire.
Like, it's not my time for dying. Yeah,
she's like, I would have normally, but now I have a reason to live.
And so I was like, yo, that is freaking wicked.
Yeah.
And so then you get the first squad introduced. You know, it was 1 through 4.
2 through 5.
2 through 5. Yeah. So you get, again, you had Noelle, and I didn't get the other 2 young ladies' names. I forgot. It was on episode 6. And so it was Noelle.
I can't remember.
And I remember the other one who got promoted number 2, which is Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go into that one right there, that name in a minute. So, and then there was just
and
2
then
more
rank
chicks.
number
3 and 4 switched to 4 and 5.
Yeah,
because
and
of
then number 2 is switched from 2 to 3.
Yeah. And that's the one I don't remember.
Yeah.
2 to 3 was the long haired chick.
Number
with pointy
2 to
ears.
3 was Elena.
Okay. And then Noelle was the shorter hair, 4 to 5. No, yeah.
Yeah,
3 to 4.
And then the other one was 4 to 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5. I don't remember her name. So.
I forget her name entirely.
And
but they're like not major characters, but yeah.
Yeah, it was important at that time because, again, I didn't know the ranking at that time. They just said, you know, I thought they were just talking amongst themselves at that moment because they explain it later on, you know what I mean? And so then you get this, you know, again, just they're all 3 called to take out Homegirl.
Mm-hmm.
They get this new chick. They're pissed, you know, so now there's a team of 4 to take out Teresa, and you're just like, hold up. Like, and then again, you don't know. I didn't know at this time, you know, those other forward guards, you know, whatever, trying to take, you know, Teresa's life. She takes them out. But then to get called these specific 4, you know what I mean, to take her out. And then I like this how they introduce number 2. Was like, oh, I tripped. Oh, sorry, forgive me. Like, you know what I mean? And Homegirl was like, Noelle was like, I think it is Noelle that was talking to the Mad Mess. It was like, oh my God, like, why are we going to give her, you know, number 2? Like, you know, she can't even like walk out of an alleyway or whatever.
And then right before that, her, Noelle, like number 4 and 5 are discussing whose rank is which. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, well, how many Yoma did you kill? Because they're like fighting Yoma at the time. And they're like, 7. I killed 7. You can't. I killed 7. And there's only 13 here. So one of us killed 6. And they're fighting back and forth. And then you see Priscilla come tripping out. And they're like, oh, what are you doing here? You're going to just drag us down and this and that. And then they look down the hall and it just Yoma.
The whole alleyway.
The whole alleyway. Just like upwards of 10. And I'm like, dude, we didn't even feel her fighting right here. Like, what the hell?
And that's when you find out her special ability was able to like reduce her Yoma's energy, or gets her just her Yoki, or like
right before that too, they tell you why, because like certain people have epithets for their names. So Elena is the quick sword.
Yeah.
And then I don't think you know any other ones.
It was the only time that they used another
Elena of the quick sword. And Priscilla doesn't have a name yet. She's still brand new. But Teresa of the faint smile. And they're like, well, like what's the reason? You know, Elena's like, she doesn't use anything in particular to set her apart. So why is she just called of the faint smile? They're like,
because that's all she's
ever seen, is just has that little smirk and then just kills Yoma, but she's never seen using any of the Yoki power.
And that's even more wild. So then they explain that when they go after her, you know what I mean? They find her, they, you know, corner her, and they're just tripping, you know, Elena's tripping, you know, at the fact that she's able to outmatch them, and then again not being able to even use 10% of Yoki power. Like, you know, her eyes don't even change. Yeah. And she's like, yo, like, I've never seen her true ability, you know what I mean? Like, that's wicked, yo. Wicked. Again. All right, we're getting there. So we see Teresa go ham on these guards and stuff. What's going on, Josh? Thank you for tuning in. You know, hop on in if you've seen the show Claymore, definitely. But we get that, you know, these battles, and again, I can see this remake, man. I can see it, like the remastered, like these like sword battles that they go into. You know, it's reminiscent of Dragon Ball Z with like the fast punches where their hand, you know, disappears and stuff like that. So they're just, you know, I just think it's epic. Like I could see another person remastering this to, you know, its true beauty. I think, you know what I mean, like. And so, do they show have like actual panels, or like are they like one clip panels of like the battle, like how they are, like out of curiosity?
There is a few panels of like when she starts doing like the quick sword, and you could see like the walls getting slashed and everything on one panel. The next panel is like you could see like kind of zooms out, and you could see
the sheer destruction.
Like, like the destruction, but also you kind of see like how you were saying like Dragon Ball Z where they're like punching, but all you see is the blurs. You kind of see like blurred, and then it just like it's pretty good.
So when I was seeing that, like, that's when I was thinking about you again more so in those battles. Because I mean, they're quick. They're showing their speed. They're showing their power, their abilities. You know what I mean. So in these battles right here, I feel like they can slow it down. You know, get some good like art in that. I think it would take it to another level, 100%. And then again, the music again. It was in the next one that I caught. You know, that I was like, if this had some like
good music,
some good battle music, I'll be in this shit, right? And so then, so we get that, and then she lets them all live, you know what I mean? She, incapacitates them enough again, and it's Elena that catches it. Like, she's like, whoa, like the old Teresa wouldn't have blinked to decapitate her, you know what I mean? At this point, she already, immobilized all the other three. Priscilla was the only one left. She knew how, I guess, weak she was, I guess.
Well, how strong she could be.
Okay.
Because what it was Priscilla is very similar to Teresa. They both don't use their Yoma power to fight Yoma. They both basically fight at zero. And that's why Teresa had a hard time picking her up at all.
That was Teresa's like thing, was she can feel the Yoma's surge, like so she knew the moment that the Yoki energy, like so she could predict moves based on the energy of where the Yoki was going or something like that. I was like, whoa.
That's why, like, even with the quick sword, she was able to block everyone because she's like, I know where it's going. I could just deflect it. But Priscilla doesn't do that, so that's why it was like a regular hand-to-hand combat. But Teresa's battle experience far outweighed what Priscilla could fight. And Teresa just like schooled her and like immobilized her, and was going to for a second. She's like, if I fight her again later, she might kill me, and was going to kill her. And she's like, I can't. Come on, like, let's go. And like you said, Elena was like, damn, like she would have killed her immediately. She knows what she's capable of. But then Elena's like, we're gonna leave. Or no, Teresa's like, we're gonna leave. We caused the city too much trouble anyways. Let's go.
Dipped. And then again, Elena was ready to regroup. Like she was ready to pull back, but what she mentioned was she forgot how young Priscilla was, and Priscilla was still a teenager, and so she was genuinely mad again. And at this moment, Priscilla's background was, I think, her family got lost to Yoma or whatever, and she like had a strong disdain to Yoma,
she
right?
Hated Yoma.
So that was her mission, and then she was headstrong on like rules and regulations, and she was like, yo, Teresa's a bad person. She killed people.
She killed people after, like, not killing people is basically trying to earn their trust. And once you kill them, now the people aren't going to separate you from
all these years that we've tried to get this to people to like us, you go and kill a whole town or a whole slew of people. Which again, I don't know. As a human, would you have seen it as like, oh, you killed bandits? You know what I mean? Like, but it was the town, right? The town looked like it was killed by her. Is that kind of how it went? Like,
there's no way for them to differentiate now because the Claymore was there. Even if it was bandits, there's no way to say which sword killed who, because with whoever the bandits killed, they're dead by a sword. Whoever the Claymore killed, they're dead by a sword too. Granted, the sword is different and the blade cut will be different, but they're not going to differentiate. They're just going to say that this Claymore went crazy.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder if they grouped the whole town in their mind. You know what I mean? Like in Priscilla's mind. You know what I mean? Like, But back to that moment. So then homegirl was like, nah, we ain't having it. Like I'm pursuing. Like that's our job. Let's go. And went after her. God, not ready to talk about it, bro. So like we get there, like, you know, you have this battle ensue where like she's using Yoki power, you know, and homegirl's pissed.
Yeah.
And again, Elena wasn't about it. No, I mean, Teresa wasn't about it until she used her Yoki power, and then it actually got her. Like it sliced her forehead, and like when she sliced her forehead, she's like, "All right, it looks like I'm gonna have to put some effort into this." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like, you know, if I don't use it enough too, I get rusty. So I guess we're gonna have to do this.
And so like she turned her eyes 10%, and like took it to a whole other level. And how we found that out was the group of chicks was going towards the battle, and they were saying like that it was basically two monsters fighting each other. And I was like, what? Like, she's only using 10%. What do you mean there's two monsters battling it out? You know what I mean? So that's wild. You know, that is freaking wild. Again, even in Elena's eyes, she's like, what is going on over there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, again, because she don't know what Teresa's capable of. You know, no one, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, and, we get to this part, like they show up to the mountain, they get there and they see homegirl. She cannot no longer revert her, and the whole time Teresa's telling her like, you gotta go calm down, like relax, like, you know, it's not that serious. You know, the organization got you blinded right now. You know what I mean? And so, you know, she can't pull back. She's in bow position. Gee, bro, that got me, bro. That's the title of the show today, guys. FYI. Homegirl's like, take my head before I, you know, while I'm human and know that I, you know, want to die. Just hand slice, hands go flying with the sword. You're just like, hold up. She gasps. Teresa gasps. Head cut off. Guys, I'm talking. I was like, that's what I said. Oh no, she didn't. Like, I was like, what? And like at that moment, again, if music was darker, if it just like that would have taken it to the next level. But even then, I was just like, holy hell, that turned real quick.
You know what would have did it for me is if they had the like a darker music for it, and then at the moment where she's like, take my head before, and then the music cut out, and you see the hands flying. It would have made it that would like just the music stop.
Just stop.
And then it picks back up after the head slice.
Oh my dude. And so when so guys, at this moment, Teresa's no longer with us. And I'm pretty upset because again, this is an epic character. This is an OP character at the start of this show. Like, so you're thinking this gonna carry on. And again, because you see Claire at her abilities at where she is at, and you know, so I thought it was her, you know, master. So to get it cut in right there, bro, like shit, again, why did I even think positive? You know what I mean? This show should have done taught me at this moment that there is no good here, you know. So everyone's just getting killed off. Everyone that anybody loves. That's what I'm gonna do. Are they gonna start loving somebody? Something? Like, yeah, exactly. You're dead somewhere soon. Like, you know,
somewhere soon. We don't know yet.
Guys.
But...
Spoilers, not spoilers. 2007. It's, you know, way past. But like, yeah, I was just like, holy crap. So like, takes her head. Then, you know, at this moment, you know, she's like cocooning, transforming. Like her body's like, you know, and Priscilla's the only one that's getting what's happening at this moment. Like, or not Priscilla, Elena. Yeah. She's the one narrating what's happening. You know what I mean? Because the girls are like, what's going on? Like, and then you find out about these awakened beings, right? Awakened beings. And so they are transcended Yoma. But at that moment, she said something, and I want some clarification maybe later. I don't know. Yeah, we got time. Oh, yeah. In regards to that, she said they were fallen sisters that, you know, lose out to that Yoma ability that become awakened beings. Okay. Am I right? Am I somewhere okay? My question, and this is fast forward to where I'm at in the show, the awakened being that they're facing is a male. So
you'll find out more later.
Okay, cool. That's all I needed. Continuing on. So then we get this awakened being. So transcended Yoma again, crazy. She's more calm. Like the anger finally subsided, and she's awakened. I guess you could say. You know what I mean? And so
she no longer has that like human resemblance anymore.
Yeah, it's monstrous. You know what I mean? So
got that horn.
Yeah, the horn. And then so craziness. I was just like, again, and then at this moment is just the real difference in between awakened being and Yoma. So the girls go after it. They're number 4 and 5. You know what I mean? So they obviously, you said power wise should have something. Not
they died like
instantly. Yeah, like one through the head. Like I was just like, again, bro. I was like, good God. I'm like, no, there was no questioning that death. Like in my head, I was like, is that lives? I swear to God. I was like, if there's some life after this, like this show's pissing me off. Like, but yeah, through the head, and like she's dead, cross-eyed, like, and then homegirl, just massacred, and then so that's when she's like, oh, so your true intention is to kill me, you know what I mean? Like, bet, but I'll take you out first. And so then she goes after Elena right after.
Elena tries to hit her. And she's like, oh, what happened, Elena? Looks like you lost an arm.
Oh, dude, that was cold, bro. That was so cold. When she was just like, when she went and she like finished through her move and like, she's like, what happened? It looks like you lost an arm. And she brings up the cut arm. I was like, oh, and then like you said, just like cold. Oh, look, I have your hand right here or whatever.
The thing that made you be like, okay, she fully lost herself too, because she like took a bite from it, and she's
they
like,
don't do that in the anime.
Oh no,
no.
Yeah, in the manga, she like bites it, like it doesn't taste right, and throws it out, and like throws it aside.
Oh, no way.
She's like, I'm feeling hungry for innards now.
That she does say that, but she did not take a bite of it on the show. She just tossed it.
No, she took a bite of the arm. She's like, no, this isn't what I want. Like, this taste is nasty.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's wicked. Oh, and seeing those are the panels I think I can see you being upset about. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they didn't show that. So, you get Claire at this moment, frozen in, fear, like, couldn't believe exactly what she saw. Again, in her position, she saw just Claire, Teresa's head just fly off.
You saw the person that was caring for you die, and then possibly 3 other people die, and this person that was sent to kill her is now a monster herself. What do you, as a little girl, like, what are you supposed to do?
I just seen this chick be a part of a team, then kill the team, right? And the person I love. Yeah, like you said, like. Guys, dark guys. There's no happiness. I promise you guys. I'm telling you right now. This guy Rocky just taking his happiness, because that is
he's the only thing you're gonna get out of this.
This is the only thing. Oh man, dude. But so you get that, and then she walks past her. So why is this explained later?
I can't remember if it's explained in the anime. But it definitely is explained like later in the manga. And the manga this is the only reason I want this done so far, like so badly, is because this manga is so great, like in the end. Because that like the awakened beings, they each kind of have their own looks to them, their own fighting styles, especially depending on like what they were done.
Who they came from.
And this dude went like the early Yoma, they're just kind of regular monsters, but later on they kind of get their own shit too. But the awakened beings are something else. Like, these people are like tough. And when you say like people like rank, oh, are you like city level or what? Like
One Punch.
Yeah. I'm like, no, yeah, these are all basically dragon level threats.
Oh goodness.
And dude,
I only scratched the surface. Like, I was getting in it, man. When it got to like this next squad, you know what I mean? And then again, you find the ranking system and stuff. Like, it all just starts making sense. Like, that was. So Priscilla was the start of this, or because was this a myth prior to Priscilla, or because Elena already knew awakened beings already existed?
Awakened beings already were a thing because. Oh, okay. Speaking of which, this is what I didn't have my notebook. I don't know where the hell I put it, but I told my wife immediately when I read it. I was like, I need notes, and now I need a damn timeline because y'all threw me the hell off by name dropping certain things. In the manga, it says Teresa is rank number 1 of the 77th generation of Claymores. And I was like, how do you rank generations? First off, so now I need to know between generations determined on like every so many years, because Claymores could live forever, just about. So I'm like, every so many years, or like the next best batch, or like what's going on? Like, I need to know this.
Why can I see you losing your shit on this right now? As you say, continue.
But like, no one, like, I told my wife, I was like, that the moment I read that, I was like, damn it. Because now in my head, I'm like, how far back does this? Is it year?
Is it decades? Is it centuries?
No, for real. Like, is it 77 years? 77 freaking months? I don't know.
We don't know what is considered a generation for a Claymore.
But then later on, like you were saying, you could stumble across, and I don't know if we get there, we get there, but you stumble across something that disrupts that knowledge. And now I'm like, well, how many generations were part of that? And if it was just the one, then if we started back at 0, did it start back at 0? We don't know. Is that still considered rank like generation 1? And in my head, it just bothers the hell out of me. Like, yeah, like, well, with the knowledge that you got, like that you kind of have right now, that's what bothers my mind, because I'm like, is that Gen 1, or is that? Or did we restart? And
because if Teresa was of the Pink Smile's 77th generation, then
like now,
what were their ranks?
And it's just like it bothers my brain.
So now these rankings of 22, 6, and whatever, what if are they 77th generation still? Or like,
I believe they're 78th or 79th generation.
Interesting.
Because I'm where the anime ends, I'm past it now.
Yeah,
in the manga. But I came across, there was this one scene where it does a flashback to, you see a trainee Teresa. So she's still in, like, coming up in learning the Claymore stuff. At least a couple generations. I'm gonna give it 2. So that's why I said from the 77th. So that was a couple generations before. So I'll give Claire a generation or 2 after. So she's either 78th or 79th, and the Teresa training had to be 76 or 75. So you have a gap of range between this, but you can't tell how many years are in between these. Wow. And it bothers me, because it's just like, if you give me this knowledge, I'm going to absorb it.
Tell me Teresa was 87 years old, then I can now put,
like a timeline. Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of enjoy the fact that they don't. Because I'm like, it leaves it mysterious for my mind to be like, well, this, and I'll put you here, and I'll put this. I'll put this over there, and I'm like, in my head, I want to create
some type of freestyle in the timeline, that you feel like you can control.
That's just like, it bothers me so much though, because I'm just like, I like knowing it down as much as I can, and it just like, with that openness, I'm just like.
Might have to put that like on a Reddit tab or something like that. Let's see if there's anyone that has like secret mangas, like secret side hand, mangas that came with it. Like,
dude, I actually meant to look up if he did any more manga, because that overall was like so good.
It's good.
Like, I know he did something earlier before that, but Claymore is where I fell on him, and that's where I stayed.
It's insane. So again, I'm hooked, or I'm good on it. I'm like, this is interesting. This is power rankings and different, again, timelines. We're going back, and again, flashback didn't see coming. You know what I mean? Just went back, and I was like, oh, okay, that is Claire that we're talking about.
That's what I like too, because volume 1 and 2 are where it ends with the Robana, and then volume 3 picks up with the flashback. You don't even know. So it's just like with the episode, it just kind of kickstarts the
Kicks off. She's
flashback.
walking into this town.
Yeah,
Like, it
and
was
that,
wild.
like you
Wild.
said, like it's kind of like you're like, oh, it's just another Claymore, but no, it's like you later find out when it's Clay, you're like, oh, so this is a whole. And dude, it was so well.
It's done. It's done well. And then this is again a hint at what you're talking about. Since I'll find out later, you know, what they do to them. So she goes to the city, goes to find the man in black. She ends up coming across him. Was like, yo, like here's her head. I want her flesh and blood in me.
Yeah.
So at that moment, when she opened her chest and I revealed her body, at that moment when Claire says that to the man in black, I think of I guess they cut them and surgically implant something in them, like, and they just do it,
Do you okay? Let me ask you this, and for anybody watching or reading, y'all could like pause or skip or whatever if he depending on his answer. But are you gonna read the manga?
I'm down to when you give me the when I run out. Obviously, if I run out, I'm down to, if
you're gonna read the manga, you have to. I'm not gonna say you have to start from one. If you want to, cool. But I'll give it to you
where he explains
before the where the anime changes it.
Okay.
Because the anime changes it at a certain point with it. Because I think it goes up to volume.
Right at one point, you realize that it don't follow.
Yeah, I think at volume 13 it ends. So I could give you volume like 12 and 13.
Okay.
And I just passed that.
Okay.
I'm like at 15.
Yeah, I'm down on this one. I'm down to write.
Because if you read it, then I won't have to explain it, and I could change a lot of things for like anybody reading or watching. But yeah, they explain stuff later.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so that's my interpretation at the moment is that they implant this flesh and blood into them inside somewhere in their chest cavity area, and I'm assuming it's gruesome because they didn't show it. So that's my thought. But we get that moment, and then we get back to adult Claire and Rocky. They're going to another city. They find out, no. The man in black is like, yo, like, why'd you go into that church? Or how'd it go? I think he's like recapping the mission with her, basically. And then she's like, I took him, I took,
the voracious eater.
Yeah, voracious eater. I was going to say savage. I was a voracious eater. Out, it was no problem. He's like, that wasn't a voracious eater, you know what I mean? Like, it was a youngling.
That one was still a Yoma that survived a bit, but that's not a voracious eater.
And then he goes on to explain. So voracious eaters are awakened beings.
Mm-hmm. Voracious eaters are
for the term, just to have an idea of what they are.
Yeah, well, not just an idea of what they are, but it's also an awakened being. As you learn, is Claymores who went over their power and are now Yoma themselves. But in doing so, that lets people, other Claymores, and if the word gets out to society, that lets societies know they could lose control over their people.
Yeah.
So no, we're going to call them voracious eaters. Yomas that just eat a lot. They're more powerful and everything.
So it's basically
it's a cover up.
Just to make people, calm down. Like, it's just a Yoma, that just likes to eat. You know what I mean? Okay, gotcha. So that's where I was like, yo, this is, wasn't someone, that we thought it was. Again, she hyped it up. She's like, oh my God, it's a voracious eater. So she's hyping up this thing. So then you find out that information. So, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so they are. Voracious eaters are awakened beings, but for the sake of the humankind to lower the panic level, they're just Yomas called voracious eaters.
Yeah,
cool. Copy. Got it. All right, solid. Now that all goes to go. Cool. So then, he says like, "Oh, bet you think you're all that in a bag of chips?" He's like, "I'll give you this opportunity to go see what chips are about." Like, you know what I mean? Like, so And at this time, you still don't know what rank she was. So then you just see that she was a badass, and at this moment, and so we get that chance. He's like, I'm gonna put you on a team that's actually gonna go chasing a voracious eater at the moment. So go for it. Here it is. And so then she goes and meets the squad. Hashtag squad. I put it on there. she meets Helen.
Mm-hmm.
The other name was funny. Helen, Dinaba, and Media.
Genevieve.
It said Dinaba.
I know, but it's a V. It's
really gonna be all right. Cool. So then we find out there. She meets the team, and they're like, Media goes on to host it down, like, again, Claire's on edge anytime they talk shit to Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And so a battle ensues real quick, like nothing crazy, but a couple of sword swings, for the fact that she's talking shit about Rocky.
Yeah.
So she's got a short fuse when it comes to him. So Media gets the whole crew like chilling out, like, we're supposed to be a team.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. Let's introduce ourselves and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And so Media comes
name and
in.
rank.
Yeah, our name and rank. So Media, she ranks herself 6, and she's the captain of the team. And at that time, she's gone after 7 voracious eaters. Mm-hmm. Then Helen introduces herself at rank 22 with 0 experience against a Claymore. And then Deneva, rank 15, and she had 2 times running with a Claymore. Or with a Yoma.
Yeah.
And so
with the awakened one.
The awakened beings. So pretty interesting. And then you get Rocky, looks up to, Claire, and he's like, man, if these guys are ranked system, they're based off of rank. I wonder what Claire is. Yeah. And then rank, Claire comes in and like rank 47. Again, understandably, I thought it was like, okay, I mean, I in my head out of 100 or, whatever. Yeah. I was like thinking of that scale. And then, right after I thought of that, they go on to, explain the rank system. Like, we're in a whole country. Each of us gets a portion of that country based off our rank. And 47, 1 through 47, and 47 being the last, district or whatever, being the weakest. And you're just like, God damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, low blow, you know what I mean? Yeah. You just got the main character from up here to like down here, just chopped her at the freaking knees, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, you know what I mean? Again, I'm just like, yo, I was pissed in a way. I was like, God damn it.
I kind of like that spin on it though, because everybody's used to the main characters being the strongest start. Yeah. And here you have her, she's obviously has something with her because she's able to come back from being awakening and taking on some of these Yoma that are, a hassle, but she's still able to do it. Mm-hmm. But then you find out like she still has a way to work. Like she ain't the best, but she, she's still able to
you got me scared. You got me hyped. I'm not scared. Like, damn, if there's that big of a power scale, difference, I'm excited. Again, it goes back to One Punch, seeing those last 5 or, your top tier, you know what I mean? So we get that sense right then. And then, so she's, I guess, a teenager, you could say. I'm seeing that in my head because, like, Claire, because she's late. She doesn't show up on time. She doesn't care she cares for the rules, but like nonchalant about them. Because again, she makes them late again when she goes to meet him at the end of the city. You know what I mean? Like to go after the voracious eater. And so that I feel that sense of teenagery there. Like,
well, it's also the fact that she has to put Rocky up. She's traveling with Rocky, so she has to travel at his speed. She has to put him up to make sure he's okay, like squared away before
interesting
blowing away. So a lot of her lateness is actually due to him.
I just think it's cool that they walk. Like they're just walking. Like they got no, you know what I mean? Like they just walk everywhere. Like no horse, nothing. Like, I'm just like, damn, they're that cool. You know what I mean? Like time waits for them. Like, you know what I mean? In my sense, you know what I mean? So
it's a 3 days walk over there.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like no hustle, no nothing. Like we'll get there when we get there, kind of like mentality. So we get the squad, they take off, and then immediately they again, it was, I don't know how many days worth of travel that they were to get to Mount Pablo. So then they're stopping a cave. They're, going to rest or whatever. And that's how bad my mind is. Yeah, I was like, that's how bad my mind is. Media calls her out and was like, yo, like, step out. Like we need to have a chat. You know, we need to have a chat. So they go out there, and again, it goes back to, you know, I see where you're seeing now, you know, because that's when she's like, I'm really curious because when you say 47th, I don't see 47th. Like when you walked in, saw you being one of the strongest beings I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, I was like, that's a hell of a compliment. You know what I mean? Like right before a battle, like got me hyped. All right. And so, you know, they go at it. And then again, I can see the better graphics being done on this battle. Like it's a good battle. And like, don't get me wrong, but you know, it could be
giving it the
little love it
quality
needs
now. Oh man, it's gonna
so it would be nice. And so we see this and we see it, and they're going at it. Helen and Deneva walk out, and they're curious, and then they do this like low jab. They're like, she's doing awesome. Lee bad or something like that. Like I could never seen anything worse, and it's just like, how dare they? I'm thinking like, oh, she's keeping up, like she ain't getting cut, like, you know, they're holding it down, and then they just short get cut her at the knees, bro. Like I'm just like, well, damn, like what is good? Like shit, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm at this moment asking myself that, like I don't know, and I'm excited. Again, that's why when it leaves me ready to see who's strong, like that's when I know I'm excited for the rest of the show. Like, you know, you're teasing me with just these hyped ass beings, like, and there's people that can make them look bad. Like I'm just like, chill out. Like I got some shit to watch. You know what I mean? And so then we get that, you know, sense of that, and then we get to the Yoma and Cold again, just crazy transition just immediately. So I could see the remaster just being pretty badass in that part right there. So then you're right there, you get this normal person. Hey, I'm your guide. I'm taking you to the city that you're supposed to go. Boom! Like next thing you know, freaking, you know, Amelia's bleeding. I was just like, what? And then Yoma, I was like, whoa, okay, hold on. I was like, what just happened? Like, did the guy die? Or like, I thought the Yoma came from somewhere else. No, that was the Yoma. I was like, yo, trippy, bro. So I could see again, just remastered being so beautifully done. And so then right there, I was just like, and then she trips out. Like, so he hops up into the mountain, and right then and there, she's like, yo, we were told we got to deal with, but not something like that. And then that's when the name drop comes in. It's a male awakened being. Yeah. And so I'm interested. You said that, you know, it's going to explain later, but that again, it's like the quote from earlier was disrupting my thought. I was just like, wait, hold on. I thought, only female Claymores. Yeah. So, okay. And dude. So that's where we're at, man. I was like, it's interesting. I'm hooked right now. So again, I told you how I'm going to try to come across and watch it faster. So we can have a more, talk. And I want to read it. I'm down. Like I said, I'm pretty upset. I thought they finished it, the manga. I thought you got your definitive ending as far as like anime wise. You know, they just. I thought I told you this. I thought they just cut off and went their own way, like the anime ending, like you said, like that they did their own thing. As opposed, I didn't know that they didn't never finish, the series at all.
No, they didn't finish it at all. Like they finished. Technically, it's about the halfway point for the volumes, but so much story happens
on the last 4 chapters.
Like from I think volume 13 to volume like 24, it just somehow or another he went and made all that story fit
and diamond it out.
Oh man,
crushed under pressure, but made it into.
It's so good.
Oh, and again, I see your frustration. I thought now you understand where I thought why I was like, why is he so upset? I thought they finished the manga into the anime. They did the anime ending, you know what I mean? Like they didn't finish it at all. No. Okay.
Let's just say they did like the first.
Why would you do that to me? Why would you give me an anime that is not done, bro?
Technically it is. They finished it where it wanted to, but technically, I want to give you what I read somewhere, and I'll forever believe it. Animes with one season are basically a trailer for the manga. you're like,
I'm thinking of all the animes. I'm thinking like, oh, okay.
Like you like Hunter x Hunter have ended on the anime. Like, okay, you got your story finished. It's still going. Manga's going crazy right now. The what is it, like One Punch?
That might have been a generator.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys.
And with that,
right, straight up, before we lose signal, like, yeah, we're gonna call it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. But yeah, guys, we heard a loud noise and lights blinked, so I want to say a generator went out. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the show. We'll talk about more of this next time. Again, we're watching Claymore, reading Claymore. However, you guys want to enter the conversation. Manga readers, anime watchers, whatever the case may be. Crunchyroll is where it's at. I haven't researched anymore to see if it's on any other site.
I tried to find them on other sites again. I couldn't re-find them. So Crunchyroll might be the place.
They're the dominant place. But yeah, guys, tune into that. Really good. Again, recommended by Emmanuel. So it was one thing that we've been talking about since we've conceived of this show. So definitely it took a while, but we're on it. So jump in if you haven't. It's a good show. I'm on episode 10 and I believe 24 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see y'all next Saturday.
Yes, thank you guys.
For sure.